is the problem statement. The problem basically asks that given an array of integers nums, and we have to return two numbers, indices of the two numbers whose sum is equals to the given target. Basically, if the nums is 2, 7, 11, 15 and our target is 9, we have to choose two numbers from this array, it is 2, 7, 11, 15, and have to return their indices if their target is, if their sum is equals to target. Basically in this array we can see that 2 plus 7 equals to 9, which is our target, so we can return the indices 0 and 1, and we have to return only one indice, such indices square. And here the constraints are like nums, the array length is up to 10 to the power 4, and nums of I can be minus 10 to the power 9 to 10 to the power 9. Basically array is 10 to the power 4, so we cannot we have to give a solution which will be less than n square, because n square will not work here as constraints are 10 to the power 4. So now let us proceed to our approaches. Basically let us see the brute force. In brute force we can say that check for each of the pairs, basically each of the pairs of indices. Like for the first indices 0, we can check from 1 to n minus 1. In this we will check like for 2 we will check for 7, 11 and 15, and basically 2 and 7 will return, but there may be cases where we have to check for all the indices, and that will go for a time complexity of n square, which will be too slow for this 10 to the power 4 size of array. So it will not work in our case because it will give TLE for the problem. So let us discuss about the optimal approaches. One optimal approach we have is 2-pass hash maps. In 2-pass hash maps, we hash maps basically we will store the indices of the numbers which are present in the whole array, so that we can, if we want to check that this number exists or not, we can directly check in the hash map. This will improve the algorithm of the brute force, and it will make it fast too much. Basically we have 2 pass, so in one pass we will travel the whole array from 0 indices to n minus 1, and we will store the each number and its index. Basically for the first number we will store 0 index, and then for the second one index, and in the second pass, when we will pass the array second time, we will if suppose the target is 9 and we are given 2, then we need if 9 minus 2, we need basically 7. If any element 7 is present in the hash map, we will return its index with the given number. This basically solves the problem, and we can solve this in O of n, but it needs a space of O of n to store the hash map. So basically it now solves it in linear time, but uses space. We can optimize it further by using a hash map and only in one pass. Basically in one pass hash map, we will, while traveling the array, we will maintain a hash map to see to check if the number exists in the hash map, and if uh, target minus given number exists in the hash map, then uh, we will return the indices. Basically, uh, it will be also the O of n time complexity, but it will be more means fast, because we will have only one pass in the hash map. So basically, uh, this is the, also this is the most important algo for the interviews, because in interviews you will have to give the most efficient algorithm to solve the problem. So this will be the most efficient, because it will take just O of n time and O of n space. And we can also solve this by using two pointer and sorting. Basically, in this method we sort the array. So it will be O of n log n, because the sorting needs O of n log n time complexity. And we can use two pointers. Basically, uh, one pointer at the left end and other pointer at the right end. And if the sum is greater than a target, then we decrease the right pointer, and if it is less than target, we increase the left pointer. So basically, we will meet at two indices whose sum is equals to target, and we will return that indices. Uh, that's all. And here the brute force is O of n square, so it will not work. It will give time limit exceeding, and we can basically solve using these two. So now let us solve the problem code. We will use one pass hash map, because it will be best and for the interviews purpose. So let's just solve it. Basically, we will have a hash map of we'll use a unordered map. uh, Both will be int, one to store the index, and further in this hash map we will store the index of the given number. So basically, we will use a one pass algorithm. So single pass single pass algo. Okay, then we will travel the array from first index to last index, that is num dot size. Okay, fine. Then we'll increase the index. Now, uh, as we know, uh, we have to make the uh, current number nums of I. Okay, nums of I plus some nums of you can say j equals to target. Okay, and basically, we as we are iterating over nums of I, so we basically need nums of j. We have to check if nums of j exists in the uh, uh, our hash map. So it will be target minus nums of I. Fine. So now let us find this. Suppose target minus nums of I. Fine. And now we will check if this needed number is in our hash map. If we have map dot find need. Okay, if this will not be present, if this will be present in our hash map, means our iterator will stop before the end, then we will return what we will return, the indexes of both elements. Basically, index of need and our current index. if and if it is not present, then we'll skip, because this will not form a pair, and store its index in the map. Fine. uh, and if no solution exists, then we will return an empty array. Fine. This will be the final code, and let us check it for the our test cases. mm, mm, okay. This is accepted. This will be the most optimal approach here. Now we can see that we have solved the problem in O of n. Basically, we run a loop only once and use the hash map. So basically, can write it as time complexity of this algo will be complexity equals to big O of n. And what will be the space complexity? Space complexity will be, since we are using hash map, so it will be big O of n, where what is n? N is num sort size, basically the size of the array. That's fine, and it will be best solution for the interview purposes. So if ever asked in the interview, then give this solution. Also explain the brute force and the um, basically the sorting algo, because that will be the that will be means more intuitive. The sorting algo is more intuitive, so you can explain, also explain it to the interviewer. But for